Ava, go look. Oh, Ava, you should be embarrassed. You're supposed to be brave. You should.
So the kennels are all put together, but they're not going to be tall enough for the actual flight because the dogs have to have 3 inches above their ears in order to get on the flight. So we got some extenders here. And we are going to actually unbox this for you guys here in a moment. Set it over there. Alright, so we have the big bolts.
Here's the big thing.
Okay, is there an instructions in the book?
And another one of the things.
Paige, you gotta be careful, already.
Not even that.
Okay, I don't really know what this was in the front. Is there any instructions? Alright, so I'm gonna move this one.
Don't move it without me!
Can you go look? Alright, stay there. Stay. Oh, so you should fit. Mila, you'll fit no problem. Go on, Mila, you wanna go in? Go on. Good girl. Good girl. Ava, come here. Come here, Ava. Alright, Mila, big. Come here, Ava. You wanna go in? You wanna go in, Ava? Go on in. Ava's scared. Ava. Ava.
Mommy,
Chicken.
it's the same.
So as you notice, whenever we got the kennel set up, Ava was pretty nervous about going into the kennel. And so I wanted to come on here really quick and give you a few tips for how to get your dog comfortable in a travel kennel the right way. Because it's going to be really important that the dog be comfortable in there for the long flight to reduce their stress. It's already stressful enough to get on an airplane and not know what's going on. So we want this to be a comfortable and safe space. So I wanted to come on here and give you guys a few tips on how you can get your dog comfortable in the kennel if they are not already comfortable. So the first thing I want to stress is you want to make sure that you're only working with your dog when you are feeling good, when you're not stressed out, when you're not tired, when you're not frustrated. If you're any of those things, it is not the right time to work with your dog. They're going to feed off your energy. So you want to do it when you're well rested, when you're feeling good about it, when you're having fun. Any training, that goes for any training. You want to do it when you're in a good mood, when the dog's in a good mood. If you're not, it's just a recipe for disaster. It's just going to make things harder and more difficult. So first thing to do, evaluate your mood. Second thing, make the kennel comfortable. Make it feel like a comfortable, safe space. So as you can see, what we did is we put down a little dog cushion from the dog bed, and I also situated the kennel in a spot where it wouldn't slide around. Let's say the dog goes in there and then runs out quickly. You don't want the kennel to move because that's going to make it scary. So I put it against the wall and against the table so that it wouldn't move even if she were to try to kind of make a run for it. So once you have a safe space, you're in a good mood, that's when you're going to start introducing this kennel to the dog. Now you don't want to force it. You're never going to just shove the dog in and close the door because then that's pretty stressful. It's going to take longer in the long run to get them comfortable in there. So what I did is I actually started feeding all of Ava's meals in the kennel. Now the first time I fed her in there, actually the first couple times, she wasn't wanting to get in, so she's not going to understand the load command. So what I did is I would just put the food in there and I would walk away. I would make no fuss about it. It's just one of those things. If you want to eat your dinner, if you want to eat your breakfast, you're gonna go in the kennel and you're gonna eat it. So she figured that out pretty quickly, and every time she does it successfully, and every time she gets a good meal and nothing bad happens, it's gonna reinforce that this is a safe spot, that good things happen. So there we go. To summarize so far, we're gonna evaluate our mood, make a safe spot, do something they wanna do in there. All right, so once they kind of lose that hesitancy to go in the kennel and you're able to have them go in on command, what you're going to do is you're going to start closing the door. You're going to have them go in, you're going to close the door, you're going to have them sit. I would have them sit before I close the door, but you'll have them go in, have them sit or lay down, you're going to close the door. They might look at you like, what in the world are you doing to me? Why are you making me do this? Don't worry, you're not going to leave them in there for long. And then before you open the door, remind them that they're to sit because we don't want them to jet out. We want them to understand that they got to stay in there until we release them. So you're going to open the door and then say break. You want to make sure that from the very, very, very beginning, you're setting this expectation that you do not want the dog to leave the kennel until you release them. If you think about the real world, you're going to be at an airport. The dog's going to be tired of being in the kennel. They're going to be a little bit stressed out. You don't want to open that kennel door and have them make a run for it because you're in a new place, new people. Anyway, so you want to set this expectation that the door opens, you got to wait until I release you. And so what that's going to do is you're going to get there, you're going to be able to open that door, you're going to be able to put their collar and their leash on before releasing them out. You'll have complete control. You won't have to worry about something bad happening at the airport. So yeah, set that expectation from day one whenever you start closing that door is that they can't leave until you say break. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slowly increase how long you keep that door closed until it's just not a big deal. And you're going to notice, and with Ava, it happened like this. Within about 2 weeks, she was just going in there on her own to take her naps. Whenever it's time to eat, she goes in there and kind of sniffs around wondering, maybe I missed mom putting my dinner in here. So you're going to notice that the dogs get really comfortable really fast if you kind of let them do it at their own pace. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps you guys. I know that not every dog is the same. Obviously, Mila and Nico don't care at all. They love the kennels, but they've also done this before. We've traveled internationally with both of them before, and they did great. But hopefully you can use some of these tips because I think they're gonna help you in the long run. They're gonna help the dogs have kind of a stress-free move. One more thing I want to mention. So you noticed that when Ava was really, really scared of the kennel, I wasn't like petting her or praising her. We kind of gotta stop normalizing that. That's humanizing how dogs feel. So if a dog is stressed out and they're nervous, the last thing you need to be doing is petting them, because you're reinforcing that nervous behavior. So what you want them to, you want to praise them when they're doing something good and when they're happy and feeling good. You don't want to praise them when they're scared. So if you notice, when Ava wasn't going in there and she was scared, I wasn't petting her. She didn't get praised until after she successfully went in the kennel and then came out and was really excited about it. So that's something to think about too. You don't want to praise dogs when they're acting anxious, because that's just going to make them act anxious more. Hopefully you guys can use some of these tips if you're going to be traveling with your dog, going to have them on an airplane, or even if you're just getting them used to a new kennel. So I hope that some of these tips can be helpful. If you have questions, please comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. I do see the comments and I will answer. And then of course, I definitely want you to subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way you guys can keep up to date with what we have going on with our move. Thanks so much. Bye.
Lock me.
You want me to lock it? All right, let's see if you can get out. Ready, go. Almost. Uh-oh, you got. Hey, buddy.